We are on the brink of economic March madness. And what did the equity markets do today? Bam, boom, down hard. How come? Because the Fed had, the economy is strong and blah, 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 blah. No, it's not that strong. Manufacturing is getting really weak. The whole export around the world is going down. Germany's that far from into recession. The whole thing is slowing down globally. Protests going on all over the world. Big one in France today, and this is just the beginning of it. Over in Israel, week after week. No, this thing's going down big and hard. You better prepare for March Madness. Oh, gold took a big hit today too, down over 30 bucks. What does it mean? So this is very serious. Now the bet, it's almost 67% of the street is betting that the Fed's going to raise interest rates 50 basis points. All of those variable rate loans, interest rates going up. Oh, new loan applications for homes. It's only at a 28-year low. Is there going to be a housing crash? How about the office building bust? We've been talking about this only going on for 3 years, and now it's finally making the headline news. And it's not only the office building bust. Business travel is nothing compared to what it used to be. We're Zooming. I don't want to send you over to, California. Yeah, get on a Zoom over here. I don't want to waste my money. No, you're not going to Paris. So now all those hotels, convention centers, and all those things that depended on heavy business travel going down big time. We are facing the greatest socioeconomic and geopolitical crisis in human history. And what no one's talking about is how they destroyed life with the COVID war that the face is called the pandemic. It wasn't a pandemic. Again, how many people do you know personally that died from the coronavirus? And if you do know anyone, how many pre-existing comorbidities did they have? Were they obese, of which now 42% of Americans are, and they say that within 2035, 50% of the world will be, because they eat food. Were they obese? Did they have type 2 diabetes? Did they have 2.6 pre-existing comorbidities? They have destroyed life in ways that are incalculable with this COVID war. And they even admitted that they called it a war, and to frighten the people so they would obey. That's what everybody did. And that's why I'm hated by a bunch of little in Kingston when I held peace rallies. That's right. They closed down. They hate me for having peace rallies. And how dare I had a peace rally and freedom rally when everything was locked down by another arrogant Andrew Cuomo, who was such a good piece of shit that Hollywood gave him an Emmy because because he did the people so well, gave so much fear and hysteria. Oh, and talking about clowns and arrogant people in charge, we got one down there in New York City. Mayor Eric Adams. Eric Adams, who forced people to get the COVID jab, the public servants. Oh, and then had the booster shot campaign. That Eric Adams now telling people when you walk into a store, don't wear a mask because of the crime rates everywhere. Yeah, one time only criminals wore masks. And now all this do. We only warned about this in the Trends Journal. When people lose everything and have nothing left to lose, they lose it. We only warned about the office building bust only 3 years ago. This thing is out of control. Oh, by the way, over there in Portland. Oh, yeah, Libtard, Oregon. Yeah, the Walmarts are closing down. You know why? Because crime is going up. People are robbing shit everywhere. This did not happen before COVID, but nobody's talking about this. Recession trend. Yep. See what shoppers are doing and where this thing is going to go? Millennials. They're only about $4 trillion in debt, and it's going to get a lot worse. The average mortgage rate now They're going up as high as over 7%. What does that mean? And again, top trend 2023, office building bust. You know what else is happening? Major retailers are leaving the big cities because of the crime rate, and they're going to the burbs. We warned about all this, and the worst is yet to come. And impact of Europe's gas price lingers. You see the inflation rate still going up. It only hit about 8 point something in, it wasn't as bad as they said it was in Germany. It came down from 8.7 to 8.6. That's the shit that they put out there. Hey, face, it went down 1/10 of a percentage point, and you got the headline that is lower than it was. It went down. Yep. Business bankruptcies soar in Europe. And we have a whole spotlight trend in what's going on in China. As I said, the 21st century will be the Chinese century. The 20th century was the American century, because the business of America is war and the business of China is business. America's budget, military budget, defense budget, is almost $860 billion, a country of 332 million people. China, with 1.4 billion people, their military budget is like 224 billion. And where they got about a dozen bases overseas, or America has over 700 overseas in some 80 countries. Anyway, a lot more. And then a Ukraine war trend update. Germany, no peace permitted. They're again at war with Russia. Germany's Scholz slaps back at protesters, saying ending weapons flow to Ukraine won't end war. No, just keep the weapons going. It's over there. And all they do is have these headlines over there. Oh, they're going to kill Putin. They're losing this. No, they're not. They're not losing. Russia's winning. And the longer the war goes on, the worse it's going to be for everybody. We are in very, very dangerous times right now. What happened with the economy today, with the equity markets, is really big news. When are they going to lower interest rates? We have the date when it's going to happen. And again, if they don't come back and loosen up on what they said, the Powell said today, the Fed head, March Madness is on the near horizon. You go back to your Trends Journal, October 1999, dot-com bust. We said it would happen by the second quarter of 2000. It happened in March of 2000. March Madness.